Spain's bold pivot from diplomatic neutrality to becoming one of Ukraine's most steadfast allies has sent shockwaves through European geopolitics. This dramatic transformation not only reshapes the dynamics of Spain-Russia relations, but also raises a pressing question. Is Spain's active involvement a necessary stand for democracy, or does it risk escalating tensions with a nuclear power? As Madrid ramps up military aid and humanitarian support for Ukraine, while severing economic ties with Moscow, it steps into a leadership role that could redefine its place on the global stage. But at what cost? Join us as we unpack Spain's unprecedented stance and its potential implications for the future of European unity and global security. The traditional Spain-Russia relationship, characterized by diplomatic caution and economic considerations, underwent a fundamental transformation following Moscow's invasion of Ukraine. Before 2022, Spain maintained modest but cordial ties with Russia, often seen as one of the more sympathetic European nations to Moscow's interests. Spain's historical approach to Russia was marked by diplomatic restraint, particularly evident in its tepid responses to previous Russian military actions. During the 2014 Crimean crisis, Spanish diplomacy even defended the notion of Russia's legitimate interests in Ukraine. This stance reflected Spain's broader strategy of maintaining economic ties while avoiding confrontation. The Russian invasion of Ukraine in February 2022 triggered a profound transformation in Spanish foreign policy, marking a historic shift in the nation's approach to international conflicts. Under the leadership of President Pedro Sanchez, the Spanish government swiftly moved to condemn Moscow's aggression and called for a unified response from both the European Union and NATO. This initial reaction set the stage for a series of decisive measures that would solidify Spain's role as one of Ukraine's most steadfast allies within Europe. In 2024, Spain reinforced its commitment by signing a €1 billion support package for Ukraine, encompassing a range of initiatives designed to bolster Ukraine's defense and recovery efforts. These efforts include comprehensive security cooperation programs such as intelligence sharing, specialized training for Ukrainian forces, and assistance with critical tasks like demining operations in war-affected regions. Beyond material aid, Spain's dedication to Ukraine's sovereignty has been underscored by high-level diplomatic engagement. Prime Minister Sanchez, along with key members of his cabinet, has made multiple visits to Kyiv, emphasizing Spain's unwavering support. This marks a significant evolution in Spain's foreign policy, transitioning from a position of cautious neutrality to one of active and resolute backing for Ukraine, positioning Madrid as a leading advocate for democratic values and territorial integrity in the face of Russian aggression. Spanish public sentiment strongly aligns with the government's stance, showing remarkable solidarity with Ukraine. Recent surveys indicate that 85% of Spaniards support Ukrainian refugees, the highest level among analyzed European countries. The conflict has deeply resonated with the Spanish public, with 82% expressing concern about the war. The transformation in Spain's approach represents more than just policy changes, it reflects a fundamental shift in how Spanish society views its role in European security. Foreign Minister Albar's articulated this new position clearly when defending military support for Ukraine, stating that Russia's actions, not Western assistance, drive escalation. Spain's military support for Ukraine has evolved into a cornerstone of its foreign policy, showcasing an unprecedented escalation in both material aid and strategic training programs. This commitment reflects Spain's determination to strengthen Ukraine's defense capabilities against Russian aggression, while bolstering its role as a leader in European security efforts. For 2024, the Spanish government has pledged €1 billion in military aid, with an additional €5 billion allocated through 2027. These substantial investments signify Spain's long-term dedication to Ukraine's sovereignty and military resilience. The aid packages include a wide array of critical defensive and offensive equipment tailored to meet Ukraine's immediate and long-term needs. Among the key contributions are a dozen U.S.-made Patriot anti-aircraft missiles, 19 Leopard 2-4 tanks, advanced anti-drone systems, multiple ammunition supplies, and a complete AJA-K battery equipped with 6 missile launchers. Together, these systems aim to fortify Ukraine's air defense, enhance its ground operations, and counter emerging threats such as drone warfare. In addition to providing weaponry, Spain has taken a leading role in training Ukrainian forces, establishing itself as the third-largest European contributor in this effort. Through the Toledo Training Coordination Center, the Spanish armed forces have trained over 5,000 Ukrainian combatants, with approximately 2,500 Spanish military personnel actively involved as instructors. The training program is comprehensive, covering advanced combat operations, tank crew operations, urban warfare tactics, anti-aircraft missile systems, cyber defense, and geospatial analysis. This multidisciplinary approach ensures that Ukrainian forces are prepared to adapt to the complexities of modern warfare. Spain's commitment extends well into the future, framed by a 10-year security agreement designed to enhance Ukraine's defense infrastructure. This agreement emphasizes the provision of modern military equipment for ground, aerial and naval operations, bolstered air defense systems, and maritime security support to protect vital food export routes. The expansion of training programs remains a priority, with Spanish facilities now capable of training 500 troops simultaneously, enabling sustained support for Ukraine's military modernization. Moreover, Spain has strengthened its involvement in international security initiatives, joining the IT Coalition and Maritime Coalition to further support Ukraine's defense capabilities. By aligning itself with these global efforts, Spain reinforces its multifaceted approach to aiding Ukraine, reflecting a steadfast commitment to upholding democratic values and territorial integrity in the face of Russian aggression. Spain's humanitarian response to the Ukrainian crisis has emerged as one of the largest aid packages in its history, with the government allocating more than 46 million euros to address war-related humanitarian needs. This unprecedented mobilization of resources represents Spain's most significant humanitarian commitment to a single country. Spain has implemented a robust framework to support over 200,000 Ukrainian refugees currently living under temporary protection within its borders. This comprehensive system is designed to address financial, social, and legal needs, ensuring that displaced Ukrainians receive the resources necessary to rebuild their lives. Adult refugees are provided with a monthly financial allowance of 400 euros, while minors receive an additional 100 euros. These direct payments are supplemented by access to a wide array of social services, including legal assistance and a well-established network of host families and social workers. Refugees also benefit from freedom of movement and residence rights within Spain, granting them the flexibility to settle and integrate into their new environment. In the realm of healthcare, Spain has adopted a forward-looking strategy to address both immediate and systemic needs among the refugee population. The Spanish government has pledged 100 million euros through the World Bank to fund the Heal Ukraine project, which aims to repair damaged healthcare infrastructure, enhance mental health services, restore access to affordable medicines, and expand e-health capabilities. This initiative is particularly critical as, by early 2023, nearly 6% of Ukraine's healthcare facilities had been damaged by the war. Spain's medical aid has also included the donation of 2 armored ambulances specifically for humanitarian missions, bolstering emergency medical response efforts and ensuring the safe evacuation of patients from conflict zones. Spain has also prioritized the integration of Ukrainian children into its education system, recognizing the importance of continuity in learning and psychological stability. The Ministry of Education has developed a 3-pronged approach to achieve this. Upon arrival, children undergo an initial assessment that includes reception services and psychological care to address trauma and stress. This is followed by Spanish language immersion programs designed to help students overcome linguistic barriers and fully engage with their peers. Finally, the system includes academic qualification assessments to align Ukrainian students with the appropriate grade level in Spanish schools, ensuring they can continue their education seamlessly. Together, these measures underscore Spain's commitment to not only offering refuge but also fostering a supportive and empowering environment for Ukrainians displaced by the war. By addressing the full spectrum of needs, financial aid and healthcare to education and social services has emerged as a leader in humanitarian efforts, setting a high standard for refugee assistance across Europe. The program ensures immediate school enrollment with access to essential services, including school canteen facilities. To facilitate integration, regional authorities evaluate language skills and provide additional support where needed. The government has also streamlined the homologation of degrees and professional skills accreditation to ease the transition for displaced students. The humanitarian response has been particularly notable in addressing children's needs, with immunization programs addressing the 20 percentage point decline in vaccination rates among Ukrainian children under 1 year of age. Mental health services have been expanded to support approximately 10 million people at risk of various mental health disorders, including acute stress, anxiety, and post-traumatic stress disorder. Recent law enforcement operations in Spain have exposed sophisticated attempts to circumvent international sanctions against Russia, highlighting Madrid's intensified efforts to restrict illegal trade flows. Spanish authorities intercepted 13 tons of banned chemicals destined for Russia at Barcelona's port, leading to the arrest of 4 suspects involved in a complex sanctions evasion network. The Spanish government has implemented a comprehensive and multi-agency approach to enforce European Union sanctions against Russia, reflecting its determination to uphold international measures aimed at curbing Moscow's aggression. At the forefront of this effort is the Ministry for Foreign Affairs, which oversees the overall sanctions policy, ensuring alignment with broader EU strategies. Meanwhile, the Secretariat General of Treasury manages the financial restrictions, playing a key role in implementing measures that freeze Russian assets and monitor economic flows. Spain's Financial Intelligence Unit has intensified its efforts to scrutinize and monitor financial transactions, identifying irregularities that could signal sanctions evasion. A significant component of Spain's enforcement strategy involves the regulation of exports, particularly in sensitive areas such as dual-use technologies that could have both civilian and military applications. Spanish authorities have implemented strict export controls and enhanced inspection protocols at ports and customs, tightening oversight to prevent the shipment of restricted goods. These measures were further reinforced when Spanish officials uncovered a sophisticated sanctions circumvention network operating through shell companies based in Armenia and Kyrgyzstan. The scheme aimed to obscure the final destination of banned products, highlighting the lengths to which entities have gone to bypass international restrictions. By dismantling this network, Spain demonstrated its commitment to preventing the exploitation of third countries to undermine EU sanctions. The enforcement of sanctions has had a profound economic impact on Spain-Russia trade relations, drastically altering the commercial dynamics that once existed between the two nations. Before the conflict, bilateral trade flourished, with Spanish exports to Russia reaching a peak of €2.95 billion in 2012. However, the implementation of sanctions and Russia's subsequent retaliatory counter-sanctions has caused significant disruptions. The agricultural sector, one of the most heavily affected industries, has suffered considerable losses, with estimates suggesting an annual shortfall of approximately €550 million. Beyond agriculture, the broader economic relationship has witnessed sharp declines across several sectors. Spanish agricultural exports, once a mainstay of trade with Russia, have plummeted as markets close due to counter-sanctions. The tourism industry, another key area of economic cooperation, has also seen a notable reduction in revenue as Russian visitor numbers dwindled. In addition, investment flows between the two countries have been disrupted, with businesses halting or re-evaluating their operations amid the heightened geopolitical uncertainty. Spain has further suspended technology transfers to Russia, severing critical avenues for cooperation in sectors that previously fostered bilateral ties. The cumulative effect of these measures underscores a fundamental restructuring of Spain's economic engagement with Russia. While the sanctions have imposed significant costs, they also signal Spain's unwavering support for Ukraine and its alignment with European efforts to apply sustained economic pressure on Moscow. This recalibration of trade and economic relations reflects both a strategic and principled decision by Spain to prioritize collective European security over short-term economic interests. Spain has established a rigorous enforcement framework to uphold sanctions compliance, relying on the coordination of multiple regulatory bodies and the imposition of stringent penalties to deter violations. This framework is designed not only to monitor and control economic activities tied to Russia, but also to ensure that any attempts to circumvent sanctions are swiftly identified and addressed. At the heart of Spain's enforcement strategy is a robust monitoring and reporting system. Financial institutions play a critical role in this process, being legally obligated to report any frozen funds or suspicious transactions directly to the General Secretariat of the Treasury. This immediate reporting mechanism enhances the government's ability to track and assess the financial activities of entities potentially involved in sanctions violations. Customs controls form another key pillar of the enforcement framework. Ports and borders have become critical checkpoints for intercepting shipments that may breach sanctions regulations. Enhanced screening measures have been implemented, with customs officials thoroughly inspecting cargo to detect unauthorized goods, particularly those involving restricted or dual-use technologies that could be repurposed for military applications. These heightened measures ensure that Spain remains vigilant in preventing prohibited goods from entering or exiting its territory. The effectiveness of Spain's sanctions enforcement is further bolstered by interagency coordination. Multiple government bodies, including customs authorities, financial intelligence units, and law enforcement agencies, work together to create a unified response to potential violations. This collaborative approach allows for seamless information sharing, rapid investigation of suspicious activities, and the prosecution of offenders under Spanish law. To reinforce compliance, Spain has also introduced severe penalties for violations. Companies found guilty of breaching sanctions can face fines ranging from €60,000 to €5 million, depending on the severity of the infraction. Additionally, corporate managers involved in such breaches may face disqualification from holding managerial positions, ensuring accountability at the individual level. These punitive measures are designed not only to penalize offenders but also to serve as a powerful deterrent against future violations. The Spanish authorities have demonstrated their enforcement capability through recent operations, including the discovery of companies managed by Russian citizens attempting to illegally supply chemical products through elaborate logistical networks. These enforcement actions align with broader EU measures, which have restricted over €48 billion in exports to Russia and €91.2 billion in imports since February 2022. The effectiveness of Spain's sanctions implementation is evident in the disruption of attempted circumvention schemes, with authorities successfully tracking complex financial and logistical networks designed to evade restrictions. This robust enforcement approach has positioned Spain as a key player in maintaining the integrity of EU sanctions against Russia. The Spanish government has positioned itself as a key diplomatic force in maintaining European unity against Russian aggression, with Minister for Defense Margarita Robles emphasizing Spain's total and absolute commitment to the EU and NATO's unified response. This diplomatic stance represents Madrid's evolving role in European security architecture. Spain has solidified its role as a key voice in fostering European unity, with Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez repeatedly underscoring that collective cohesion is the most powerful tool against Russian aggression. The Spanish government has been at the forefront of diplomatic efforts to align Europe's response, actively contributing to initiatives that strengthen support for Ukraine and enhance regional stability. Spain has worked to coordinate military assistance through EU mechanisms, champion Ukraine's bid for EU membership, support international investigations into Russian war crimes, and promote collaborative energy security measures to reduce dependence on Russian resources. At the heart of Spain's relationship with Ukraine is the landmark bilateral security agreement signed in 2024. This agreement represents a significant diplomatic achievement, outlining a multifaceted commitment to Ukraine's defense and reconstruction. Spain has committed €1 billion in military support for Ukraine in 2024. €100 million were allocated for humanitarian aid to Ukraine. €400 million designated for reconstruction projects to rebuild Ukraine's infrastructure and institutions. Spain aims to train 6,000 Ukrainian soldiers by the end of 2024. The scope of the agreement extends far beyond immediate military assistance, encompassing long-term initiatives that lay the groundwork for a strategic partnership. Spain is actively supporting the development of Ukraine's defense industry and fostering technological cooperation to bolster its long-term resilience. High-level diplomatic engagement has reinforced this relationship, with Prime Minister Sanchez making multiple visits to Kyiv and maintaining regular consultations with Ukrainian officials. These efforts demonstrate Spain's unwavering commitment to supporting Ukraine, not only in its current struggle but also in its broader aspirations for a secure and prosperous future. Spain's diplomatic strategy blends its long-standing emphasis on Mediterranean security with robust support for Ukraine, reflecting a nuanced and comprehensive approach to European stability. The Spanish government has adopted what it describes as a 360-degree approach to security, acknowledging the deeply interconnected challenges that arise from both the eastern and southern regions of Europe. This strategic vision prioritizes efforts to enhance regional stability, recognizing that threats to peace and security in one area can ripple across the continent. Counter-disinformation initiatives play a key role in combating the spread of false narratives, particularly those aimed at undermining European unity or destabilizing democratic institutions. Energy security cooperation is another cornerstone of Spain's approach, focusing on reducing dependence on Russian energy and fostering sustainable alternatives. Additionally, Spain has prioritized maritime security enhancements, ensuring the protection of critical sea routes and bolstering collective resilience against threats in the Mediterranean and beyond. The Spanish Ministry of Defense has emphasized the importance of maintaining vigilance against Russian influence in the Mediterranean region, particularly regarding disinformation campaigns. This approach has strengthened Spain's position as a bridge between European security concerns and Mediterranean stability interests. Minister Robles has highlighted the significance of industrial policies and defense investment in maintaining European security, particularly in light of complex global challenges affecting both the Middle East and the Sahel region. This comprehensive diplomatic strategy has positioned Spain as a key player in shaping the EU's response to Russian aggression while maintaining a focus on broader regional security concerns. The Spanish defense industry is experiencing a significant transformation. marked by a 26% increase in the government's defense budget, which reached $13.10 billion in 2023. This substantial investment is designed to solidify Spain's role as Europe's fourth largest and the world's eighth largest defense exporter, supporting over 36,000 direct jobs across more than 400 companies. The Spanish Ministry of Defense has outlined a strategic plan to expand domestic production capacity. The defense budget is projected to reach $27.30 billion by 2029. Key allocations in the defense budget: $17.00 billion for defense acquisitions, $7.80 billion for personnel development, $2.40 billion for operations and maintenance. The Spanish defense industrial base has shown impressive resilience, achieving one of the fastest growth rates globally despite various challenges. This growth is fueled by dual-use product development, technological innovation, and positive impacts on auxiliary industries. Spain has become a key player in European defense through international partnerships, participating in 74% of all European Defense Fund projects. Notable collaborations include leadership in the Future Combat Air System alongside France and Germany, involvement in the European Patrol Corvette program, contributions to the EU's Copernicus and Galileo space projects, and strategic partnerships with U.S. defense industries. The Spanish aerospace sector, centered in regions such as Andalusia and the Basque Country, employs 6,000 to 8,000 individuals across more than 40 companies. Facilities like Aeropolis in Seville, Europe's sole aerospace-focused technology park, underscore Spain's prominence in this field. Technological advancement is a cornerstone of Spain's defense strategy. Through participation in various research and development initiatives, Spain has established itself as a leader in critical areas such as advanced aviation materials, carbon fiber technologies, next-generation weapon systems, unmanned aerial vehicles, and stealth technologies, including sensor systems. Spanish companies are actively involved in the European Defense Fund, with projects worth €1.9 billion. The country's defense industrial strategy emphasizes developing critical production capabilities and promoting measures to increase production capacity. Major firms like Indra Sistemas have announced plans to focus on defense and aerospace businesses, projecting defense sales growth of 42% to reach €1.1 billion over 3 years. The transformation extends to specialized research facilities, with centers like the Technology Center in Álava demonstrating Spain's capability to build competencies from scratch. This facility exemplifies the successful transition from traditional industries to advanced defense technology development. The Spanish government has also committed to investing €4.8 billion in the aerospace sector by 2025 through the PERT CHIPS program. The transformation of Spain's energy landscape marks a decisive step towards strategic autonomy, with renewable energy sources generating nearly 60% of its electricity in the first half of 2024. This achievement underscores Spain's position as a European leader in energy independence and its commitment to reducing reliance on volatile energy sources. Spain's energy independence from Russia highlights a significant divergence from the reliance seen in many other European nations. Russian imports make up only 2% of Spain's oil supply and 6% of its natural gas supply, granting the country a strategic advantage in energy security and resilience. This limited dependence on Russian energy sources has positioned Spain as a pivotal contributor to Europe's broader energy security framework, particularly in light of the ongoing geopolitical challenges impacting global energy markets. A key factor underpinning Spain's energy autonomy is the remarkable diversity of its energy mix, which integrates a balanced contribution from renewable and non-renewable sources. Wind power stands as the largest single energy contributor, accounting for 24.4% of Spain's total energy supply. The country's extensive investment in solar energy infrastructure is also evident, with solar energy providing 16.3% of the total energy share. Hydropower, leveraging Spain's natural waterways and reservoirs, contributes a significant 15.9%, underscoring the role of traditional renewable sources in the nation's energy matrix. In addition to its robust renewable energy portfolio, Spain maintains a substantial reliance on nuclear power, which contributes 18.6% to the national energy supply. This balance between renewable energy sources and nuclear energy ensures stability and reliability, enabling Spain to meet energy demands while reducing greenhouse gas emissions. This diverse energy profile not only bolsters Spain's energy independence, but also enhances its role as a leader in the European transition to sustainable energy. By minimizing its reliance on external fossil fuels and fostering innovation in renewable technologies, Spain exemplifies a forward-looking approach to achieving both energy security and environmental sustainability. This unique position allows Spain to act as a critical energy hub in Europe, offering valuable expertise and resources to help other nations navigate the complexities of the ongoing energy crisis. Spain's commitment to renewable energy has delivered remarkable achievements, with 71% of the country's electricity now generated from clean sources, impressive figure that far exceeds the global average of 39%. This progress reflects a strategic focus on transitioning to sustainable energy, supported by the government's approval of nearly 300 renewable power projects. These initiatives, representing an investment of 17 billion euros, aim to enhance Spain's green energy capacity by over 28 gigawatts, marking a significant step toward energy transformation. Key advancements in alternative energy sources highlight Spain's dedication to sustainability. The wind energy sector continues to grow, supported by 237 industrial centers and 20 research facilities dedicated to innovation and manufacturing. Solar power has seen exponential growth, with capacity expanding from 4.8 gigawatts in 2015 to a projected 36 gigawatts by 2030. Hydropower infrastructure is being upgraded to optimize its contribution to the energy mix, while nuclear power remains a cornerstone for baseload electricity generation, ensuring stability and reliability in the system. Spain's energy transformation also involves a comprehensive overhaul of its infrastructure. Modernizing the national grid to support the integration of renewable energy sources has been a central focus. Additionally, Spain has established itself as Europe's leading hub for liquefied natural gas, LNG, regasification, operating 6 of the continent's 20 regasification plants. These facilities account for 30% of Europe's LNG storage capacity and 25% of its regasification capabilities, cementing Spain's strategic role in ensuring energy security for the region. The Spanish government's infrastructure development strategy is guided by 3 core priorities. First, the expansion and modernization of the electricity grid aim to accommodate the rapid growth of renewable energy and improve system efficiency. Second, strengthening cross-border interconnections, particularly with neighboring France and Portugal, enhances regional energy integration and trade. Lastly, the development of advanced energy storage solutions is a critical component, ensuring the stability of the grid as renewable energy sources, which are inherently variable, play an increasingly dominant role in the energy landscape. The National Integrated Energy and Climate Plan targets an average annual increase of 4.2 DW in wind production capacity, supported by a robust network of 9 universities involved in wind power research. This infrastructure development aligns with Spain's ambitious goal of achieving 81% renewable generated electricity by 2030. Spain's strategic position as an energy gateway for Europe is further strengthened by its diversified supplier network, maintaining relationships with 12 different energy suppliers including Algeria, the United States, Trinidad and Tobago, Nigeria, and Qatar. This diversification strategy has proven crucial in maintaining energy security amid global market volatility. The transformation extends beyond domestic infrastructure to international connectivity. Spain's role in European energy security is exemplified by its significant increase in natural gas exports to Europe, which nearly doubled in 2021 and experienced a 5-fold jump between January 2021 and January 2022. The country's energy strategy emphasizes the development of new interconnections, including the strategic Barcelona-Marseille pipeline project designed to enhance European energy integration. The bilateral relationship between Spain and Ukraine has entered a new phase of comprehensive partnership, marked by the signing of a 10-year security cooperation agreement that extends far beyond traditional diplomatic ties. This transformative partnership encompasses economic, cultural, and security dimensions, setting the foundation for long-term collaboration between the two nations. Spain has demonstrated a steadfast commitment to Ukraine's economic recovery through significant investments and collaborative trade initiatives. A delegation of 23 Spanish companies has actively engaged in reconstruction projects, emphasizing infrastructure development and modernization. These efforts encompass strategic sectors such as railways, construction, renewable energy technologies, agribusiness, and medical equipment, reflecting a comprehensive approach to revitalizing Ukraine's economy. To further facilitate project development, the Spanish government has deployed financial mechanisms under the Fund for the Internationalization of Enterprises, FIEM, enabling Spanish firms to expand their role in Ukraine's rebuilding efforts. Trade volumes between the two nations are anticipated to grow substantially as these partnerships deepen. The cultural relationship between Spain and Ukraine has also thrived, marked by a variety of exchanges and programs that highlight shared values and mutual appreciation. The Ukraine Fest International Festival, now celebrating its 10th year, serves as a cornerstone of these cultural interactions. Spain has supported initiatives such as translating Ukrainian literature into Spanish, organizing collaborative theater projects, hosting art exhibitions, and screening Ukrainian films. Traditional craft workshops and exhibitions further enrich the cultural dialogue. Through the Culture for Peace and Resilience project, the Spanish Ministry of Culture has played a pivotal role in preserving Ukraine's cultural heritage, establishing a dedicated cultural hub in Lviv. These efforts have been bolstered by the Spanish Agency for International Development Cooperation, AICID, which has provided essential support for safeguarding cultural assets. On the security front, Spain and Ukraine have forged a robust and multifaceted partnership. Their bilateral security agreement covers critical areas such as intelligence sharing, counterintelligence operations, cybersecurity collaboration, and the protection of digital infrastructure. Spain's defense industry partnerships with Ukraine include joint production initiatives and maritime security programs, underscoring a commitment to enhancing regional stability. In 2024, Spain pledged €1 billion in military support, encompassing joint training for security personnel, technology transfer, defense modernization, and counter-terrorism measures. Both nations are actively working to counter disinformation campaigns, aligning their strategic communication efforts and ensuring the integrity of information. Spain has joined several capability coalitions within the Ukrainian Defense Contact Group, contributing to integrated air and missile defense, artillery support, maritime security, and IT systems. In support of Ukraine's aspirations for NATO and EU integration, Spain is assisting in aligning military standards with NATO requirements, developing interoperable defense capabilities, strengthening maritime security, and enhancing cyber resilience. To maintain the dynamism of their security collaboration, Spain and Ukraine have instituted annual strategic defense and security policy dialogues. These high-level discussions ensure ongoing coordination, regular evaluation of priorities, and the adaptability needed to address evolving security challenges effectively. This structured partnership reflects Spain's unwavering commitment to Ukraine's sovereignty, stability, and integration into the broader European security framework. Spain's dramatic evolution from a cautious diplomatic player to Ukraine's steadfast ally represents a defining moment in European geopolitics. Spanish support spans multiple critical domains, from substantial military aid packages and comprehensive humanitarian programs to robust sanctions enforcement and diplomatic leadership. Madrid's commitment manifests through concrete actions: €1 billion in military support, training for over 5,000 Ukrainian soldiers, and extensive refugee assistance programs serving 200,000 displaced Ukrainians. Spanish authorities have demonstrated remarkable resolve through strict sanctions implementation, sophisticated defense industry transformation, and strategic energy independence initiatives. Their achievements in renewable energy development, with clean sources generating 71% of electricity, position Spain as a model for European energy security. The comprehensive 10-year security agreement between Spain and Ukraine establishes a framework for sustained cooperation across military, economic, and cultural spheres. Spanish leadership has proven that effective support for Ukraine strengthens both European unity and national interests. Their multifaceted approach, combining military assistance, humanitarian aid, and economic measures, creates a blueprint for sustainable long-term support. This resolute stance against Russian aggression, backed by concrete actions and unwavering commitment, establishes Spain as an essential pillar in Europe's collective defense of democratic values and territorial integrity. Do you know any countries that are strongly against or have policies against Russia? Please share with us in the comments section of the video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next videos.